We're going to take a look at distributions, what they mean, and then create a bar graph from discrete numbers. A distribution is a set of values and their frequency of occurrence. So really what we're talking about is just a bunch of numbers. Here we have a bunch of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. That's a distribution. Now we can organize a distribution into a frequency table, kind of like we did with categorical data, when there are only a few number of choices like this. When there's a limited number of options, like here the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's only 5 possible choices here, we call that discrete data. Now, typically any set of integers is going to be considered discrete data. For the purposes of this class, when there's a small number of options, let's say 8 or less, we'll consider that and treat that like discrete data. If there's more than, let's say, 8 different numbers possible in the set, then we're starting to look at more continuous data, which we'll look at in a moment. So let's go ahead and look at all our options. Our options are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We did the same thing with categorical when we had red, blue, purple, and green, and so forth. We can record the frequency. This is how often they occur. So for example, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So that would be a frequency of 7. And so forth with the 2, 3, 4s, and 5s. We count how many of each of them, and we can create this handy little frequency table right here. Again, like we did with categorical data, we can find the relative frequency. So if we find the total of all these numbers, we add them up. We have 50 total numbers here. So 7 divided by 50 is going to give you 14%. 4 divided by 50 is going to give you 8%, and so forth. So the relative frequency, again, is the percent out of the total. So in this case, 7 divided by the total of 50. Now, if you want to create a bar graph from this, you can do it the exact same way you do it with categorical data. One thing that you'll notice that's a little bit different, we did not organize our frequency table by the highest frequency first. Because the options do have an inherent order, the numbers do go in order, unlike a set of colors where there's no particular order that a set of colors go in. So here, option 1, option 2, 3, 4, and 5, we keep them in that order. We would label our frequency on the side, again, just like we did before. So our highest frequency is 21, so we do 5, 10, 15, 20, and you would write in these numbers here. And then you always have to make sure you label your axes and you label your graph overall. So let's go ahead and do that. So label the bottom as the ranking. This was a question about how much you like reverse classroom that was done at one point. So we have ranking on the bottom, and on the left side we'll go frequency. And then finally up on top we'll give our title, which is ratings of reverse classroom. And now we have it. This is our bar graph here from a discrete set of numerical data from a discrete distribution.